Good evening, customers of Knowhere Games and Comics. It's me, Matthias, here with your weekly live stream with the ever so preventative of catching the coronavirus, Richard Rebello. He's just going to drink it. But all jokes aside, let's have a serious moment here because, well, those jokes are hilarious. The coronavirus is a serious thing, and I do want to address this before we go into our weekly Final Order Cutoff live stream. This is something that we are all facing, particularly here in California where there is a lockdown. And as much as I want to make jokes and goof around, we are taking this very serious here. And I don't want us in any way selling books being a slap in the face to any of the people or the government or our governor's specific orders. The honest reality is this is something we need to take seriously. This is something we need to make preparations about. And there's a reason why, if you've watched or read any of our social media posts, we are not open to the public right now. We are still doing our best to guarantee that you guys can get comics, games, etc., because we understand this is what helps in this time period where we are all doing our orders from the governor of staying in place. In this time of quarantine, we need light moments that we can enjoy through our graphic novels and sequential artwork, through our card games, board games, and etc. So let me state, in us staying open, we are doing everything we can to make sure that we are not spreading this virus. We are doing everything we can to make sure that everyone stays healthy, that everyone is in the safest situation possible, both on the staff of Knowhere Games and Comics as well as our customers. What I am doing, however, is making it so there are safe, clean ways for you guys to get this entertainment that you guys enjoy so much. Because I can't envision a world without comics, and I refuse to envision a world without comics. As such, we're going to do everything we can in this small industry to keep this small business that is Knowhere Games and Comics alive, and the industry of comics alive, in the direct market that is unfortunately suffering by these decisions and by the situation that is unfortunately something we do need to take seriously and we do need to worry about. So, everyone here is making sure everything is incredibly disinfected. We are minimalizing contact. We are practicing social distancing. We are not open to the public, but we are offering curbside services of delivery of comics. We are offering mail order. We are happy to accept payments from anybody who would want to consciously aid the comic industry and Knowhere Games and Comics specifically by placing their payments forward for comics that they can pick up at a later date. And we are even looking into the opportunities that we will hopefully be able to take of delivering the comics direct to your doorstep if you are within a certain radius of the shop. So once again, we are doing everything we can to make sure that you guys can get your books in a safe way that will not be spreading any potential contagions, and also to make sure that you guys still have access to this thing that we all love and adore. I love the audio in the background on this as always. But we are taking this serious. So we want to thank you all for taking this serious with us and also helping to keep the economy alive in a time period where this is a very important thing, because just as much as our health, it would suck that we get through all this and we have done so much to make sure everyone is protected and safe, but we enter a Great Depression, and that is not something we want. So supporting your small businesses, not just Knowhere Games and Comics, but your local comic shop wherever it is, your local restaurants, your local small businesses of any kind is incredibly important right now. It is something you need to equally consider when you're thinking about your own health. I hate to say that, but this is something important for the future of all of America and the world at large. So thank you all for taking that very serious moment with us before we go back to jokes and goofiness that our normal live streams become as we talk about Final Order Cutoff. Now, shall we talk about the Final Order Cutoff?
Yes, I'm all seriousness, man. What are you talking about? You're too close to me.
I know. Let me.
Anyway.
Yeah, we are not practicing social distancing right now, but you know what? Me and Richard have kind of subconsciously decided, and that I've just told him, if he gets it, I'm getting it, and if I get it, he's getting it. But we're not going to get it because we're going to stay here perfectly healthy for you guys to provide you guys with comics. Even if I have to put on the hazmat suit, that was an actual hazmat mask he was wearing, and dig tunnels to get you guys your comics in the safest, healthiest way possible. But let me talk about Final order cutoff. For those of you guys who are watching for the first time and don't know what final order cutoff is, this is something we as comic retailers get to deal with every Monday, where we finalize our comics for items that will be released 3 weeks from now. This is a particularly important thing to deal with nowadays, considering that we might not be open to the general public to search off our wall. We will still, however, be doing this live stream every Saturday, as well as every Wednesday we will be doing a live stream of new comics that come out, so you guys can follow along and place your orders as you wish. But final order cutoff is the most important if you want to guarantee your comics, because this is our last chance to finalize the orders that will be shipped to us. This is your chance if you want 10 copies of Alienated 3 to tell us, or if you want, the specific cover of Batman number 93, like Batman number 93's B cover, which is a beautiful Matina cover, to make sure that we are able to get that and finalize and guarantee these orders are there and ready and waiting for you, no matter how you choose to pick them up or when you choose to pick them up. So please take advantage of this by emailing us at knowheregamesandcomics@gmail.com, calling us. We are going to be answering our phones between 2 and 8 p.m. every single day, except for Tuesdays. I will say that Tuesdays we are going to be working on taking care of inventory and shipping out product. We will be available for curbside picked up 2 to 8 p.m. every day, except Tuesday, 12 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So make sure that you take advantage of that. You can call ahead, request any items, prepay via credit card over the phone, and then when you arrive, you just give us a ring. We will go and walk these products out to you, keeping a nice social distance and keeping everything packaged so no one has a risk of getting any contagions, and everyone can get what they're looking for. Now, as we described, these are comics that are ordered out 3 weeks from now, so these will be comics that we're talking about that will be released on April 15th. I need the orders finalized for these by March 23rd, which is Monday at 8 p.m., where we will finalize our orders. And, of course, I've already stated the ways you can contact us with theirs. You can always message us on Facebook and leave comments in the comment section below to make sure you get those as well. Lots of fun things. And, well, we have not yet reached the technology level to place these images on your screen. You can follow along with us at previewsworld.com/finalordersdue. There will be a link in the comments so you can see all the items that are on Final Order Cutoff, all the images, every bit of detail that you might need to place your orders. We're going to cover the big deal things that are worth talking about, the new number ones, key moments, and stuff like that. And that is why I have the wonderful Richard here, because he adds such wonderful flavor, commentary, and he looks significantly cuter than I do. So, now that we're caught up to date and I'm being stabbed in the heart by a foil, not that you can see it, just look, he's got a large stick, because there you go. There's swords in the shop for some odd reason today. We're protecting ourselves from potential, virus symptoms.
It's California. I need a sword.
Welcome to the humor part of the program. Now we're doing the proper final order cutoff. Thank you. Oh, who's here? Who's that? Is that Caesar? Oh, Cesar! And Mexico chiming in. I love Cesar. He is one of my favorite customers and one of our greatest international customers, which we have a few. So that is a really cool treat to have him. He actually just did 2 wonderful presentations, I believe, down at Comic Fest down in San Diego, talking about medical values in sequential artwork and, how great they are to help share those stories with you. So he is somebody who is a very great person to, chime in and ask questions to in the comment section. But let's dive into things. We've talked way too much without actually getting into the final order comics, final order cutoff. So, Richard, where do we start?
Well, with Boom, but I'll hold and reserve my commentary to the end then. We'll just get into it because that's what people want.
Yeah.
We'll go to Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Although I do have a friend that's messaging me separately. She says to bring back Rainbow Bright Comics.
Rainbow Bright Comics. I will talk to IDW about that for her.
Yeah.
But yes.
One person.
Yeah. Actually, no, Rainbow Bright sold pretty decently for IDW, I just don't know if they have the license anymore. So, as you catch, this is us kind of casually talking as we go through the FOC orders. You can follow along at previewsworld.com/finalordersdue. Make sure you actually take a moment to check out that website, get all the requests that you want for specific issues or covers, because we are going to be ordering a little tight as long as we are in this government lockdown. But I will make sure anything given to us by 8 p.m. on Monday is ordered for you, set aside, waiting however you want it received. So let's start off with Boom.
Boom. Well, first off, I actually did get a chance to glance at all the books throughout the FOC. Talk about bad timing, because there are some amazing books. So
Do you want to talk up Alienated and how awesome
Alienated, Alienated is hitting issue 3 of 6, so it's halfway done. This is a fantastic little read about 3 friends. Well, they weren't friends beforehand, but they met each other. They're all named. I keep forgetting.
They're all named Sam.
Sam. I was going to go Alex for some weird reason. Sam. And they find an alien in the woods that they name Chip, and that allows them to communicate basically telepathically. And it's
because that's what high school students really want to do is communicate telepathically.
But in doing so, though, they have this great, like, they get to see into the minds of other high school kids and see like kind of the strife that some of the kids are going through. One of the kids that's missing, and everyone thought he was a popular kid with no problems, and so it's a lot deeper than that. So it's a really good, interesting read about social, I guess, dealing with social pressures in high school.
I have to say, Cy Spurrier nailed this perfectly because I forgot what it was like being a teenager, and this comic has kind of given me this remembrance of it. It's just interesting seeing these high schoolers view each other's social interactions coming from 3 different parts of the high school community. Yeah. A young woman, a teenager who is really upbeat, but ethnically is not of traditional race, and is therefore dealing with the racisms and perspectives that outside of that would get. And then a young white male who is not necessarily the most popular kid in school by any means, but is just dealing with high school. I mean, it's that fun thing of giving yourself very unique 3 entirely different perspectives of high school, and watching how these kids interact and share this, share these problems, share these concepts.
And then to throw onto top of that, you get the alien aspect of it, which
is fun. Yeah,
and he's a cute little alien, but we don't know much about him, so yet.
Eat and Love Yourself is a new original graphic novel. This is one I'm going to actually order a few of because I'm rather intrigued to see how this goes. It is by Sweeney Boo. It is for a fan of Wet Moon, which is a similar book, and Seconds, which is a great Brian Lee O'Malley book. Mindy is a young woman living with an eating disorder and trapped in a battle for her own self-worth, something that I think, unfortunately, is a common and very relatable concept for a lot of young readers nowadays. But when she accidentally discovers a magic chocolate bar that will give her a chance to revisit her past, she thinks she has a chance to put her life back on track. But will she be able to find a way back to her present? And just as important, a way to treat herself with love and kindness at any size, which is something I think is a big situation in modern day society. I mean, we're at a point where we really should be accepting of people of different shapes, sizes, colors, etc. But we're not there yet. As much as we reach for it, we're not there yet. And finding the means to do so through a medium that we can all relate to in the way of sequential art is a great form. So I'm curious to see how this one is going. Sweeney Boo is the amazing writer and artist of the IDW series Marvel Action Captain Marvel that I absolutely am adoring. So I'm down. Even though this might not be a topic I traditionally go after, I'm down to give this a read.
I thought based on the title, Eat and Love Yourself, it was about egomaniacs that were cannibals. No, but in all seriousness, no, sorry to make a joke about this serious topic.
That's all we do is make jokes. By the way, don't take it serious.
That's what I'm here for. It's kind of like how I cope with stuff, just deal with it.
Did you see him in a hazmat outfit drinking a Corona a moment ago?
Yeah, that's how it's the preparedness kit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do like this topic. Not so much the topic itself, but like the fact that they're tackling topics like this. It's kind of 2 books back to back where they're dealing with, societal problems throughout any age, but really tackling it from a younger age, which is nice because that's basically why comic books struck so many people when I was first getting into it. X-Men were all about like being different and fitting in because you're different.
Oh yeah, I mean, imagine the 1960s. Mind you, 1963 when X-Men #1 came out, before we had really reached that point of acceptance of African Americans in modern day society as equals. This was a book that was basically about African Americans.
Yep. Aren't you wishing that you kept your first issue?
Oh God.
I'm kidding.
I'm not that old. Somebody over here is celebrating that birthday, man.
Yeah, Ray is celebrating his birthday, and he was actually born when issue 2 came out.
Yeah.
Of what?
Of X-Men.
Of X-Men.
I remember that.
Yeah, see?
But yeah.
But no, it's a great thing to see that comic books are doing, and I think this is the proper way to do it. There's a book later in the FOC that I kind of takes a different approach that I am not too fond of, but we won't get into that too much.
Yeah. But no, I mean, this is one of the wonderful things about sequential art, and it's beyond just the superhero titles. It is the fact that sequential art can tackle a number of topics in very unique and wonderful ways, such as sex, as the way that Faithless 2 is going to be doing. If you love the first Faithless series, which is an amazing bit of sexuality, deal with Satanism, and other unique and interesting concepts, it was I don't even know how to describe the genre on Faithless. Like, where would you go with that?
Well, the genre, other than the sex part, was kind of like
Slightly
a
horror-ish.
horror paranormal.
Yeah.
But that said, it's again another title that they're dealing with, personal growth and exploration. And so it was very interesting, and I really loved the erotic covers, not because they're erotic, but because they're so different than what you see when you think of erotic art. Most
Beautiful
of the time,
virgin artwork.
you
too.
think of especially in the comic industry, a male artist doing it, but these, at least in the volume 1, they were all female artists.
Yeah.
And you can.
Volume 2 will all be a single female artist. Actually, Tula Lotay, one of my favorite artists in the
Tula Lotay is
industry.
fantastic.
Very beautiful young English woman. One of the people who helped bring us the, I believe it was the Leeds Comic Festival.
Yeah. But I enjoyed like the artwork on that, just seeing eroticism through the eyes of a female. In that, it actually is so much more erotic to look at than not to knock the way the men draw it, but it is very different.
And I think there's something that can be said very differerently from pornographic with erotic. These are very stunning, beautiful pieces
definitely,
of artwork.
and I think that's why this book caught on so well. And they're a fantastic read. It's really good, and Tula Lotay has phenomenal covers when she does the artwork.
Brian Azzarello is writing it. Maria Lovett is doing the interior artwork, who is amazing. Whether you read her artwork on Faithless, Heartbeat, Loud. We have one more hardcover copy of Loud in stock. If you haven't read that, it's an amazing story. But so Faithless is going to relaunch with its second volume in just a few weeks on April 15th. There are 3 beautiful covers. I'm going to end up buying all 3. I'm going to tell you outright. Maria Lovett did an amazing cover. Tula Lotay's, if you go to previewsworld.com/final orders due, it just has a red little notice explaining that it's going to be an erotic cover and they can't post it. I've actually seen the artwork on it. It is stunning. It is definitely a very mature cover. It is very risque. There's no penetration on this cover, I will say. It features 2 females and 1 male, but it is just beautiful. If you've ever seen Tula Lotay's artwork, it's just beautifully done, and that definitely holds it. I'll be sharing it with Richard, secretly, off camera later, but it's a beautiful piece. And then Chris Anka, who is one of my favorite artists in the comic industry as well, does an amazing, amazing cover of our protagonist just having her clothes ripped away by these red-handed demons. All beautiful, stunning, sensual concepts.
Yeah, the Anka cover is. I'm definitely going to get 2, if not all 3 covers.
Yeah. I want to take a moment. One of our commenters and viewers, Cesar, who I absolutely love to death, has made a comment that I really want to read. It's just so beautifully done. Cesar Alvarado just said to us, comics are a unique medium. It can be approached by anyone, and everyone can find a story to make a personal and cathartic connection. And that is 100% true. That was beautifully, beautifully well said, Cesar. Thank you.
And to think he thinks he's not good at English.
I know. I mean, English is his second language, but he is
English
amazing.
Because we had a conversation down at the Comic-Con, and I was trying to speak Spanish to him, and he's so much better at English than I am at Spanish.
Yeah, I don't even try.
He's better at English than I am at English.
I just, my mother's first language was Spanish, and I just shut up when I'm around Cesar because he's way too fluent. But Red Mother, another big one I want to bring up, not just because issue number 5 has a beautiful cover that is first available on Final Order Cutoff that features our great demon threat in this, but there is a trade paperback that is available exclusively at comic shops such as our own. Not going to be available at Barnes & Noble or Amazon or anything. It is the direct market exclusive of Red Mother with the beautiful Jay Lee cover from issue number 1 of our main protagonist holding her demon eye outside of her skull. It is a dark and twisted cover, but it is $15. If you haven't, for any reason, grabbed the first 4 issues of Red Mother, that is the way to do so. And then get your orders in for issue number 5, 2 beautiful covers on that. as well as Something is Killing the Children.
It's issue number 7, and there is an FOC variant by Rios for this as well, which is also gorgeous.
Emma Rios always knocks that shit out of the park.
Boom has got some great FOC covers, and the FOC covers, if you're looking for something to kind of maybe speculate on long-term value, that's a great option. Not only are they beautiful covers, not to say that the rest of them are not, but FOC, typically these things are dropped late into the order.
Well, they're dropped for FOC.
Yeah, so it's like the week of, right?
So let me explain how this works. So I'm about to do this, actually. Next week I have to initialize all my orders for May. That order is due by Thursday morning or Thursday night. I have to order everything that we're going to have in May. For certain publishers, they have what they call a final order cutoff date. For many publishers, things like Aspen or I can name a couple dozen companies, like American Mythology, we finalize our orders with the initial orders, which are months in advance. But with final order cutoff, with premier publishers or certain publishers that are FOC publishers, I can finalize my orders 3 weeks out, which is what we're doing right now. That being said, FOC variants, like what Boom does, they weren't available for initial orders. So if you came into the store and looked at a previews catalog, like any store in the world can do with Diamond accounts, you only see certain things. The FOC covers weren't there. They're only available for stores that do final order cutoff. And I really hate to inform a lot of people on this. Not that I'm putting us on some pedestal of quality, but a lot of stores don't do final order cutoff. A lot of stores don't do final order cutoff. I don't know why. I think it's a very brilliant thing to do, and it's how we maintain our place in the industry. It's how I'm able to do things like talk to you guys directly and get your guys' orders finalized to guarantee them. But as a lot of stores don't do final order cutoff, a lot of stores therefore don't order final order cutoff covers, such as Boom's Red Mother or Something is Killing the Children, which means these are already incredibly low cut. And then the stores that do often are not stores that promote variants. So these are very rare variants. These are variants that are open order. They're not ratio variants, but sometimes they can get ordered to a lower volume than a ratio variant. So if you see a cool FOC cover, now is the time to tell me, especially if you want multiple copies or you specifically want one, because some stores aren't going to get them. And even when I order them, I might order a handful for the wall. I'll order one for everyone that requests it, but I'll only order a handful for the wall. That's a huge thing. That makes these things much rarer, and they're often beautiful. Like Emma Rios doing a cover, the gal who does Pretty Deadly so amazingly, doing a cover is stunning. So definitely pay attention to these when you go to previewsworld.com/final orders due, and give us a heads up if you want those.
Yeah, and that's the reason I bring it up, because I see online all the time that people just don't have, their stores don't get that cover.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing the pull list, I was very confused why the heck suddenly there was a cover that was never solicited. Yeah. So even if as cool as a pull list is, if you're not doing your due diligence and going back and seeing the FOCs, and we're updating everything on the week of, which is a lot of work, but it's fun. You could miss it yourself. And so, like, a lot of stores, I would imagine, if no one's asking for it, they're not going to add extra stuff to their shelf that their inventory not going to do. And the reason I mention it even more importantly now is a lot of stores are going to be cutting back because of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, we don't have any 100% confidence that the governor is going to lift this order in 3 weeks. And I would love to think he is. I mean, it's going to be a struggle if he doesn't for the entire economy, not just a comic shop. But I have to place my orders under the impression that he might not. He might not. I would hope to God he is, but he might not. So this is where paying attention to this video is huge. If you don't normally have a pull, or you normally expect to grab things off our wall, we're going to be here. I'm not denying that. We are going to be here, and we're going to have books for you. But this is where your orders make the world of difference in guaranteeing that not only do we have the copies that you want for you, they help me judge how I should order. It's an honest-to-God reality. And I think every single one of you who is watching, this is probably our most watched FOC live stream we've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine in a few days, watching the people who are not watching this live tick up, this is going to unquestionably be the greatest watched live stream we've ever done. And I think everyone, from Cesar to Ray to Lou, everyone who's commenting, everyone who's watching, it is hugely appreciated. But this is where this is important. This is where this matters immensely. And I thank you, because I understand these live streams we do can be long and tedious and not always as interesting or entertaining as we think it is. But getting your orders and paying attention to this is a world of difference, especially if you're somebody who comments, messages us, emails us, calls us later. And I have already gotten calls and emails coming in I'm seeing. This is the world of difference of me knowing what to order for you guys. This is why we have been a successful comic shop for the last few years. This is why I love all of you to the point where I can name you all by first name, why you are all friends, and why you all matter so significantly to me. And it is weird to think of that I can say that when we have over 400 subscribers and you guys all matter to me and I can name everybody off. I'm getting phone calls right now and I greatly appreciate it. Whoever's calling right now, if you're watching live stream, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to answer because of the live stream. Perhaps Ray is going to be answering it. I can't tell.
Hung up.
No, yeah.
They got your message.
Yeah. but we are going to take care of you. We are going to make sure comics do not disappear. We're going to make sure comics are available to you. But it is up to you guys who are watching this to help us in making sure these orders are taken care of. So thank you all. And let's continue on as we hit Dark Horse. Yeah. Everything 2, the sequel to Everything, is going to be out. If you like the idea of basically, I believe that one was the idea that what if Judge Dredd was running Amazon, as a comic. It's continuing on with a sequel. Christopher Cantwell doing that one. Last Night of St. Hagen is a new one by Mike Mignola and Scott Alley and Andre Moody. These are guys who do all of the Hellboy stuff. This is a comic set in the world of Hellboy. Last Night of St. Hagen is going to be an interesting new series. I am very curious to see what happens there. It deals with a Polish spy being pursued by Nazis enforcers.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I love World War II history.
Yeah, so, I mean, both of us are reading, Butcher of Paris, and this is up there. Dark Horse did a great job with that, so pay attention. That's your thing. That is your thing, and make sure you get it. And then, of course, the penultimate issue of Predators Hunters 3, which has another glow-in-the-dark cover. I love these glow-in-the-dark covers. Have you actually taken a look at any of the glow-in-the-dark covers in the dark?
That's the only place I read my books.
No? Okay, well, it's good to know. It makes reading them ultra difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, actually, the glow-in-the-dark covers of Predator have been absolutely amazing, fun little buys. For $1 extra, you're paying $4.99 instead of $3.99. I highly recommend it. Let's go into DC Comics.
It's got a big.
Talk about Aquaman. I'm going to refill my drink.
Aquaman. This is a series that I've been on and off again from just. And to be totally honest, the only reason I ever jump off of it is just because my pull list gets so long. So I kind of jump back on for arcs because it is a fantastic read. But the artwork on these 2 covers for issue 59 are phenomenal. Matthias was liking cover A, which I don't mind at all.
It's Step and Sage, the same guy who brings the Sunstone. It's beautiful. It's like the Sistine Chapel,
creation.
Yeah,
it's
like the finger
creation, but in
Adam
the reverse,
God.
like the destruction, I guess, would be how you do that.
Aquaman and
but the Tyler Kirkman cover, that's just badass as well. So both of them are fantastic. The Aquaman and Hawkman covers have the entire run had amazing covers, which is why I first jumped onto some of them.
Yeah, Tyler Kirkham is just knocking that out.
That looks just mean.
That is that Jason Momoa Aquaman that the housewives of the world are loving.
Yeah, sure.
Batman 93. I mean, 92 is coming out in a few weeks, and make sure you get your orders in for that because that's going to be a big one, especially with us not being able to open our doors in our traditional sense. That is the first true appearance of Punchline. It was the way that James Tynion originally wrote her, and it's going to be a big deal. But 93, I'm gonna say something right here. All right, so all of you watching that are big Batman fans, the Punchline thing is not the big key of Batman 92. It is an amazing part, and you will love it, and that cover is fucking brilliant. But the last page of Batman 92 is the moment. Did you get a chance to read it yet?
I don't know.
I gave you it. I gave you a copy.
Okay, if you're saying that on live, then yes, I have.
All right, so tell me that last page wasn't a moment.
This is going to be huge.
Yeah, so the last page of Batman 92, whew, and it makes the designer a ridiculously valuable villain.
What I've been saying the whole time, and everyone was on Punchline, I'm like, don't sleep on the designer. This is the first one of the 2 that we were introduced to. He was the one pulling the strings in the background, and everyone went and jumped on, which rightfully so. She's a badass character.
And wait till you see her in 92. Oh my God. You have no idea if you're a fan of Punchline yet how badass she'll be. She is a badass in 92.
But designer.
But designer at the very last page, 93.
I told you my theory.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
So 93 continues that obviously with some huge moments. And there's a 1 in 25 variant that is the design variant of the designer. It's beautiful. And then you have a beautiful B cover by Francesco Mattina, one of the top artists in the industry right now, doing Harley Quinn. And that's very, very valuable considering once you read 92, you'll know 93 has a big Harley Quinn moment too. So, and then 93 also, its A cover is Joker holding a Batman mask. All these available you can see on previousworld.com/finalorders2. All three of these covers, absolutely amazing. The 1 in 25 variant will obviously be significantly more, where the other ones will be $3.99 and $4.99 respectively. I'm going for all three covers. We're only going to have so many 1 in 25 variants. Now, more than likely, we'll have quite a few because everyone's going to be ordering heavily on this book. But that is all dependent on you because I have to watch my wall orders. Not potentially being open, I have to watch my wall orders. Get your orders in, especially if you want 2 or 3 covers on this or multiple copies. We are telling you right now, as two people who have read Batman 92, that it's not out for another few weeks. Batman 92 is going to shake the world. And that last page is going to be huge. And issue 93, therefore, is going to be big. Don't miss out. I've said this for the last few issues of Batman, and I have not been wrong. Batman issue 89 is still going for $40 a piece. Second printings are going for $15 a piece. Third printings aren't even out, and they're already pre-selling for over $8. 90 sells for like a notable amount, like well over $10, right? 91 just came out, and people are freaking out about it. 92 is going to be no matter how much heads up we gave you, 92 is going to explode. 93 will be like that. There is no screwing up on ordering a Batman. The only screwing up is not ordering enough or not getting the covers you wanted. If you want multiple covers, don't hesitate, don't stop yourself, don't be that fool who regrets it and tries to buy it for more money later. Tell me now whatever you want, quantity, cover-wise, I will get it for you. Batman 93 is going to be big.
Yep. 2 things to touch on that. Definitely 93. I haven't read it. I don't know if he's read it, but I can't. You know, so it definitely then, if he's saying it carries on from 92, but my suspicion was that it was going to definitely carry from 92 because Tinian is not jumping arcs like Tom King did, where he left you hanging with death.
There's no 8 issues of nightmares
for a long time. You just go, when do we get the answer? That said, the 1 in 25 variant probably more important than it was with the previous issue with Punchline on it because again, shops are going to be ordering less. But this is a reminiscent cover to the Punchline 1 in 25 variant that came out. So as a set, they'd be very good. Absolutely.
Both of those points very, very valid. Lou will definitely take care of you on that. And then, I hate to say, I'm watching stores gutting their orders. Like, we're in retailer groups where we deal with a lot of retailers, and sorry, there's some serious moments in this live stream right here, but retailers are making decisions that I don't necessarily agree with, but I have to understand and respect because everyone's afraid right now. A lot of people are making decisions out of fear, out of can I keep my business afloat, out of an attempt to survive in the situation that we're in. And I respect everyone who is making these decisions, and we will work with everyone, not just on the retail or in the comic end, but those of you who are purchasing to deal with those. Sorry for this very serious moment. But 93 is not going to get ordered enough. For the way that Batman has been recently, people are going to react as they see fit, I will say. And understandably. And I think that means stores will not order the volumes that the fans are going to request. We're here. We will take care of you. We will make sure this happens. If you want a copy, if you want any number of copies, tell me, and we will make that happen. No, Batman. Thank you, George.
That was Batmab.
Yeah, George, spell better.
I deleted it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Final issue of Batman vs. Ra's al Ghul, Deceased Unkillables 3, which is absolutely amazing. What is that an homage to on the
I was wondering the same thing.
Is that the Birds of Prey?
I was thinking it was the Birds of Prey
or
or Suicide Squad movie, which definitely either one of those was a horror show.
I'm gonna freaking look that up.
I think it's Suicide Squad, which If so, kudos to you, DC, for making a joke about your. Let's do the Suicide Squad one.
Suicide Squad. We're looking this up right now.
It was Suicide Squad.
It's the Suicide Squad movie poster.
They're making fun of their own stuff. That movie bombed so hard it was a horror film. Kudos to you, DC. I love it. I might buy that cover just for that.
Yeah. So, MS Tasia doing a really great homage to the Suicide Squad movie poster with the Deceased issue number 3. You have a beautiful Matina cover of Deadshot, one of the best villains in the DC industry. DC universe, sorry, that was the way I want to go. DC Unkillables has been amazing. This will be the 3rd and final issue of DC Unkillables. Don't worry, Tom Taylor has something new up his sleeve that is not zombie-related coming up in Dead Planet. But all sorts of fun. Dollar books. You love dollar books.
I love
this
dollar
is one of
books.
my favorite books from the past decade.
New 52 era of Catwoman begins with, I'm trying to remember.
That's Catwoman #1 from the New 52 by Judd Winnick and Gillian March. Gillian March, you guys, I'm sure know from his Vampirella covers recently. He is one of the sexiest artists in Italy. Sexy based on his art. I
was just going to say his artwork's pretty good too, but
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to assume Gillian, I'm sure, is a good-looking gentleman, but not nearly as sexy as his artwork. But he makes some incredibly sexy artwork. His run with Judd Winnick for the first 6 or 7 issues, I want to say, of New 52 were amazing. And having that first issue for $1 is an unquestionably good buy. Final issue of He-Master. He-Man.
Someone's
And the
mind's in the
Masters
gutter.
of the Universe. Beautiful, beautiful cover by Inyuk Lee.
I love the Lolo Woods #5 issue, cover B.
Oh, Jenny
Jenny
Frison.
Frison.
Oh, that is one of the most beautiful covers I think
is
I've ever seen.
deep
And she draws
and
some
cool.
amazing Wonder Woman covers. They don't touch on this. This is. Do you remember her Something is Killing the
Yep.
Children? Which I guess it just came out in the past Wednesday.
Yep.
But it has nothing on this. The pink blood dripping from the eyes into pools in the palm of the hand of this young girl. Whew. That's the cover. Make sure, once again, as always, I don't know if the link is available. George, did you throw the link up in the... yeah, so the link is in the comments, previewsworld.com/finalwordsdo. You can click that, take a look at the covers. That is something worth seeing.
Yep, he's going to post it again.
Yeah.
And Miranda said you're a nerd for being here, George. So
Yeah. No one's here. We're all social distancing.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, in fairness, everyone is social distancing.
and to be fair, we always
George
make George
and Ray
social
are-
distance
yeah.
himself.
George and Ray are about like 40 feet away on the other side of the shop from us right now,
Yeah.
in fairness. So that's why we're yelling.
So moving on, Nightwing 71. This I think still continues tie-in.
Yes,
to the,
we're going to have 5 issues of crossover for the prelude to the Joker War, which is the big new Batman event. So as you've heard me express Batman, Nightwing is the first event, first series to be crossing over with it. Issue 70 was the first big one. We have second printings already on order. First printings were already sold out. Issue 71 is going to be big because, let's face it, it's Joker looking to kill the first Robin, Dick Grayson. That's a big one.
Isn't that an homage to the original one?
This one?
Is it that one or?
Because that
Or
one,
is it just-
I don't know if any of those are homages, but they're
It's
both
not very
beautiful,
reminiscent,
beautiful
but-
covers. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Either way, I mean, definitely take a look. Give us your thoughts. If those are an homage to something we're not picking up on, please comment and tell us. I think a lot of it's things that are continuing to come out.
but questions. The Death of Vic Sage #3 is coming out finally. So just
Penultimate issue. That has been an amazing Black Label magazine-sized book. One I really want to put out. Stargirl was something I remember when Jeff Johns first started out. This is something I loved him on. For those of you guys who want a little bit of insider information that might not be publicly known, I can't imagine Jeff having a problem with this. Jeff Johns lost his sister in a flight that had crashed, and it was something very emotional to him. Jeff, a wonderful guy and a great friend of mine. It was an emotional thing, and he basically put his sister into comic form in the way of Stargirl. Stargirl is soon to get a TV series that looks fucking amazing. Jeff is involved, DC is involved, Warner Brothers is involved. This looks unbelievable. This will probably be my favorite CW TV series ever. I cannot wait for this. And for Jeff, this is a very, very important moment for Stargirl to be placed on TV, because this is his sister. This is his sister coming out in the world in a way where everyone gets to interpret her, through his eyes as a comic character, who is a wonderful heroine, who has been a huge part of the Justice Society of America, who has been a huge part of DC. I absolutely love and adore. And there's a trade paperback collecting the original series for just $35. And if you've ever had an interest in, a strong female protagonist that was incredibly well written, if you want something that is probably one of the best DC comics by one of the best DC writers, Stargirl is the way to go. This TV show is going to be huge. I'm not going to lie to you in any way, shape, or form. From the trailers I've seen, it's amazing. I've read every single issue of this. I own multiple copies of it. Stargirl is a great comic book. Pre-order this graphic novel. It has the new Stargirl actress on the cover. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Get your orders in. Man, we're having a lot of personal moments in this.
What he said, because that's everything I was going to say.
Yeah.
And don't worry, it's just coffee.
Yeah, that's totally just coffee.
Cold brew. Support your local coffee roasters.
Yeah. Hey, man, once again, as always, I'm going to be a little serious. This is way more serious than we normally are, and I do apologize for a lot of that. But I also want to point out, support your local businesses of any kind, shape, or form. Even if we're doing something we shouldn't be doing necessarily, support your local businesses. This is big. Yeah. So, what else? I think that's good for DC.
Good for DC.
Let's move on to Dynamite.
Dynamite,
I always give the preface. Nikki Barucci, I love you, Nikki. You're a good friend. But Nikki loves his variants. Dynamite Comics loves putting out 1 million covers for every book. And, to be honest, I love it because I love the artwork. When you're buying a comic, or when you're buying a $4 piece of art that is beautiful artwork, that's a hell of a lot better than a $10 or $20 print or something like that. So always something to consider when you're, it's not just, the amazing story, and I love the amazing stories Dynamite puts out, but I buy multiple copies because I love the original art that I'm getting. Artwork that we're going to see on, say, Death of Army of Darkness by Mirka Andolfo, Oliver Andolfo, David Avila, Gorham, Warren. I mean, there's a lot of great things. And as always, I cannot stress this enough. Me and Richard are just talking heads. Go to previewsworld.com/finalordersdue. There are links in the comments. You can click on, see all these covers, tell us which covers you want, especially if you want multiple covers. I know my business partner Ken and I go crazy on our Red Sonja covers. We love these books. I know customers, are all about these covers. Make sure you look through. Tell us if you want multiple covers. Tell us which covers you want. Tell us how many copies you need. We'll get them for you. Death of Army of Darkness #3 has some amazing covers. I think that Ben Oliver cover featuring Bruce Campbell style Ash is amazing. It's funny, right?
Yeah.
It's a great cover, yeah.
And they're definitely on the right path with all their covers.
Yeah, David Gorham is unquestionably doing a Spider-Man homage. Tell me that isn't the Spider-Man homage.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the actual...
was that 301?
No, it was the X-Force cover.
Oh, it is! You're right. Yeah, that's an X-Force cover. But, yeah, that's a great one. Obviously, Mirka Andolfo, the beloved Mirka Andolfo out of Italy, which is obviously having a hard time, so we should always support Mirka Andolfo. Has a beautiful, beautiful cover for it. Lots of great covers on that. Let's see, there's Red Sonja, Age of Chaos, issue #4. Issue #3 was so awesome. If you're a Chaos fan, if you're a Red Sonja fan, it's great. If you just want a strong, badass female protagonist who's going to come in and just cut open bodies and create blood and action, it's great. Former San Diego local artist Ali Garza has a beautiful cover on that. Derek Chu.
My favorite of the bunch, but they're all amazing. And I'm shocked. You're telling me that these things actually have, they're books and you can open it up? I'm just looking at the picture on the front.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand it. Look at that. God, look at that Perillo color. Or that Perillo, Louis Perillo is just amazing.
I stare at the cover so long I forget to open it and read it.
There's even amazing cosplay covers. Support your favorite cosplayer, and all that. We have amazing covers for Vampirella also on there. Louis Perillo doing a great one. Gillian March, who we already talked up with as Catwoman, is doing probably one of the most stunningly beautiful depictions of, I don't even know what fabric that is, stretched across Vampirella's legs. Dalton doing a cover.
It reminds me of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That creepy scene with... that was great. Sorry.
No. I mean, in all honesty, beautiful covers. Make sure you go to previewsworld.com/finalordersdue, look over the covers, give us your thoughts on those. And then we'll dive over to IDW, our San Diego local publisher.
So what we got?
Crow Leth is getting a third printing for the first issue. Because of that wonderful Peach Momoko cover, this sold out ridiculously quick. Guess what the third printing is? Or second printing. It's the Peach Momoko cover.
They got your number.
If you missed out, get that in. So, Ian, who's watching this, Peach Momoko cover.
Yep. Let's see, they're just continuing on. There's not Sleeping Beauties #1 of 10.
Sleeping Beauties. That's something. Did you get a chance to read Sleeping Beauties #1? The ash can.
The little ash can.
Yes.
I have not. I have it.
So, for those of you who are not aware,
Right.
Sleeping Beauties was a novel by Stephen King. Yes, the Stephen King and his youngest son, Owen King. It is a story where women everywhere start falling asleep. Waking them creates a monstrous demon. But one young woman, Aurora, didn't fall asleep. What's the story there? It's a great horror novel being adapted by Rio Ugers, the same Rio Ugers who brought us The Forgotten Girl. It has the beautiful artwork of Allison Sampson, who brought us Hit Girl and Winnebago Graveyard. Covers by Annie Wu, who did Hawkeye and Black Canary. Everything about this is awesome. I've read the ash can. I love it. We have ash cans available in here if you want this rare, more exclusive variant, the first few pages. You can grab that early, but definitely get your orders in on this. This comes out April 15th. There will be multiple covers. I love, love, love the Jen Woodall cover.
All right, well, that's going to go to the top of my catch-up pile at home, so I'll read that when I get home.
And for those of you who are big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fans, first off, we have some awesome, rare, and exclusive variants that just came in today. Actually, Richard got a quick look at them.
They're all mine. You can't have them.
We have multiple copies available, don't worry. Richard can get his, and you guys can get yours too. So whether you want this amazing jam piece Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #100 that has work from not only Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Brandon Peterson, Simon Beasley, and more. Like, this cover just has everyone. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We have some rare variants, including, and this is a big one, the Ash Can to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that came out before issue #1 at IDW. This is, I can't believe we got multiple copies of this. The Ash Can of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ash Can before IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. This is a big one. So make sure you come in and get those orders. But if you're a big TMNT fan, you might want issue #100 in a hardcover form. Yes, the deluxe hardcover of TMNT 100 is going to be an awesome one. As well as other things like Pandemica, very, very opportunely timed. Read-only memories, Usagi Yojimbo Color, and Sonic the Hedgehog will be on Final Order Cutoff this week.
Moving on to Image. I know you wanted to say something about Image because we were discussing how the industry was handling this whole scenario that's going on this week, and
Yeah.
Image was doing something really cool.
So this is something I love with Image. A lot of the publishers are reaching out in various ways, but, well, I appreciate, and some of you guys might have read on Bleeding Cool and other various websites, how various publishers are reaching out and helping out. Publishers like Vault, Valiant, and Devil's Due are slowing down publication or just not releasing anything until we can recover from this. And to an extent, I can appreciate that. But to be honest, I have bills to pay. Our landlord, Westmar, is not coming down with us not paying rent. We have to pay rent no matter what. Our utilities are making sure we have to pay it. Whether we are deferred or not, we have to pay for our utilities. Ultimately, I have bills I have to pay at home. I need to make sure that my house payment is paid. I need to make sure that my son has food on his table. I need to make sure everything is still taken care of. So first off, thank you all who are still buying comics and buying games and keeping us alive. But while a lot of publishers are doing wonderful things, I still need new books to sell, and I still need to be able to sell you guys new books. And you guys still need new books to read because it's comics, and we love it, and we can't live without it. So Image Comics has done probably the greatest thing that I love the most. They are offering, a service of, hey, if you don't sell your books, just talk to us, and we will accept returns. And I have zero problem publicly sharing that with you because I love that Image puts out good books that you guys will enjoy and you won't be returning. But it allows me to confidently order these numbers. So thank you, Image Comics, and anybody who is working for Image or working at Image that I can directly say thank you to on this live stream. But this is something I want to stress. Bitterroot did something cool.
They did last week. There was a 1 in 25 variant, and it was very hard to come by. This week, their variant is open order.
Yeah.
Which is that what you were talking about?
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
cool. So on top of doing the refundable books, they did this open order so that way, shops aren't stuck ordering a bunch of stuff that might not, sell or sit on the shelf for a long time. And the variant cover is super cool. It is an homage to the Purple Rain movie poster.
Oh, I love Prince.
Fantastic. What was that, 1983-84?
Yeah, it was a
that's-
wonderful movie and a stunning and iconic poster, and it was done by...
The poster originally?
No,
Or this
the
one?
cover, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna you're gonna stump me on that one. The cover is Chris Visions on this one.
I think that the poster was a photo, actually, of Prince on
It
his
was,
motorcycle.
yes, Prince on his motorcycle. And then it was a gorgeous.
Here's the real quiz, and I'm relatively certain I'm going to stump.
Oh.
I'm going to stump Richard. Who is the girl? Like, let's see who can do this in the
Knew
comments.
you were gonna do that.
Who is the girl in the background of the poster of Purple Rain? You know what? I'm going to tell you this. First person to drop that in the comments, I'm going to buy you the copy myself. Right there. This is your live stream contest. I'm sure someone's going to Google it. First person to say who the girl is. I know some people are Googling it already. Who is in? It's got to be in the comments. You can't shout it if you're one of the 2 people in the store right now. If you can name who the girl was in the background of the Purple Rain poster, I will buy you a copy
Like the Prince?
on my dime. Not Prince. Obviously not Prince.
No, I mean that poster, right?
The Prince
Yeah,
Purple
of
Rain
course the
poster.
Prince Purple Rain
Is it
poster.
Sheila E. or Sheena Easton?
I just said don't do
I was biting my
No one
tongue
heard
because as
that.
soon as you said put it in the comments, I was like,
Let's see if somebody can outrace Ray to making that post. But yeah, no, it's a beautiful, beautiful homage. And I mean, I know a lot of you guys love homage stuff, so that's really good.
I was surprised Ray just didn't put it in the comments because he was the only one in this, probably in the comments, old enough to have seen the movie in the
Yeah.
theater.
Oh, I didn't see that movie.
Ray, what birthday are you
Sheila or
celebrating right now?
Sheena? Come
No,
on.
I didn't like.
You
I don't
gotta
like
pick
this.
one.
Hey, Ray, happy birthday, first of all, on
Yeah.
live stream. What birthday are you celebrating?
I can't tell you, but I have a painting of myself in my attic covered with.
That is epic.
I don't know if anybody heard that. What he said was Ray cannot tell us his age, but he does have a painting of himself in the attic that's getting older as he
Is it
stays
on
at the
Black
same
Velvet?
youthful level.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta see that. Anyway,
Let's
speaking
talk,
of homage covers, since he's, I don't think that counts. Sheila or Sheena.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That is not going to count. So
So
somebody
someone
get that
else can
comment.
get to it.
So somebody can win a free copy of Bitterroot 8 B cover, the homage
I already
to
said it.
Purple. No, you did
I
not.
typed it in.
No,
You
you
put two
didn't. You
people.
put 2 things. Yeah, and you didn't even give a full name. So come on, somebody outrace Ray. But anyway, moving on. Die!
Wait.
This is not what I'm telling you. This is what I'm talking about.
I almost wore the Die shirt tonight, but I decided
love
it was a
Die.
little bit tasteless. But anyways, the Bitterroot cover, just to go back to the homage, the other one that I don't know if there's been more than this one for doing an homage, but the Snake Eyes G.I. Joe cover that did the homage way back when.
Yeah.
That was cool. That
Yeah.
was a cool.
That goes for a bit of money now, too. Yeah.
Sheila E.
Yeah. Ooh, Miranda might have dropped something. Apollonia. Oh!
Oh, maybe that was
Miranda got it! Oh! Congratulations, Miranda. That is on me. Bitterroot number 8, cover B, the wonderful Purple Rain homage cover. That is yours on me. Thank you.
Anyway, moving on to Die number 10.
All right. Die is finally back. Robert Kirkman's probably best series post Walking Dead. And, until all of a sudden we get the release of oh God, what is his new one? Something to Fire.
Yeah, I don't remember the title, but it's
Oh, God.
awesome.
Yeah,
it came
Robert,
out
I
in trade
apologize.
paperback.
Yeah. But that'll be coming out in a few weeks. Oh, God, that's going to be a really harsh one with us potentially not being open to the general public. But
Yeah, because so that's going to be weird. So I was thinking, sorry to go totally off topic, but Free Comic Book Day has been postponed.
let's have a live conversation on this right now.
Free
Yeah.
Comic Book Day has been postponed.
has.
This book. So there's 2 books that are really key to keep Free Comic Book Day this year. One of them is the book that we can't remember the name of,
Firepower.
Firepower by Kirkman.
Which is amazing.
Which the trade paperback is basically the first 8 or 9 issues.
No. The trade paperback is a prelude.
Prelude,
that
but
you cannot get in any normal comic format. It is
Yes.
going to be a original graphic novel. and actual usage of the term original graphic novel. And then there will be a number 1 that was supposed to be given out at Free Comic Book Day, which is now up in the air.
Which
I don't know how that goes.
technically would get you, like, so I apologize, I misworded it. He's using the proper language. But it would be essentially like you're getting the first 9 issues if they came in comic book format.
Yes, yeah.
The last one being the Free Comic Book Day one. And then you get FOC and you'd get issue number 1. Does Free Comic Book Day being pushed back mean that we're missing the story between now and issue 1?
I don't know how Image is going to alter this, but Image always had intention that, well, they would give away the first issue for Free Comic Book Day. They would reprint it with a different cover, thanks to me and other retailers like myself who convinced both Sean Kirkham and Sean Makowitz, to do an alternate cover, because obviously doing the same cover would be foolish, so having a variant is really, really cool. Issue number 1 will be released for purchasable option with that alternate cover at the same time as issue number 2. It's a weird thing. I'm going to be slightly insider information, so I might fuck this up, and I truly apologize if I'm screwing people over on this. We're still going to be getting the Free Comic Book Day stuff. We're stuck sitting on it. We are literally sitting on it until they announce when Free Comic Book Day will be, which we don't know yet. It will be sometime in summer, theoretically, assuming everything lifts and we're able to do things. But that will mean you guys will have the option, which I highly recommend because it will be a big deal, of purchasing the alternate cover number 1 on the same day number 2 releases.
So you don't miss the story.
And as Richard and I can tell you, and I'm going to turn to Richard because I'm obviously slightly biased, I think that this original graphic novel that is the prelude is one of the greatest fucking things in the world. Excuse my language. I was so absolutely shocked by how brilliant this series was. I cannot wait to read issue number 1 and number 2 as they will release the same day. And I think when you guys grab the original graphic novel, and please get your pre-orders in on that now, you will be demanding the series from me. You will be demanding. It is so brilliant. This is Walking Dead times a million. Walking Dead, as much as I loved it, was never... I mean, I'm wearing a Walking Dead jacket. Walking Dead was never as good as Firepower. Never. Firepower is amazing. You will be demanding issue number 1 and 2 from me. I mean, would you disagree in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Please, be honest.
I do not disagree. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I read it cover to cover the first time I picked it up. I was not able to put it down. I finished it. I loved it. I instantly messaged you and said, I add that to my pool, and the Free Comic Book Day, and the issue 1, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm on board for... Because the way it's done, and I was completely jazzed about the fact that Free Comic Book Day gave you the next issue without having to, like, commit to anything. Because the graphic novel ends and sets up a whole new world moving forward. And you're just like...
I mean,
damn it.
We can't tell you how it ends, but it ends in a way where if you read it and don't like it, where's your taste in comics? Mm-hmm. But furthermore, if you read it and don't want issue 1, where's your taste in anything? Like it's amazing. Like honestly, so that will be resolved. So anyway, that's completely different. You know, like And then the
I don't
other one
recall
is
in
Decent
any of the
Generation.
issues or the 9 seasons of the show and this is a zombie apocalypse. I don't recall them ever fighting over toilet paper.
That's true.
Anyways.
Well, I learned something interesting from a former governor in the South that apparently it's a frightening concept, and thank God that I never lived in the South of America. People use corn cobs for toilet paper. Apparently, that's a thing. Welcome to if this is your information. Corn cobs. It threw me off entirely.
Makes
you
much
know.
more sense.
So once again, weird shit you learn watching our live streams. But Google it. Apparently, it's a thing, and I wouldn't recommend Googling it.
No,
it's not the way you think. But it's
the second issue though of Free Comic Book Day was the Spider-Man book. The Donny Cates introducing a first appearance of a new villain for Spider-Man named Virus, of all things. Actually, was he a villain or for Spider-Man or Venom?
Villain.
Probably both. I know he's a villain, but anyway. So the first appearance is a book that won't come out until after he first appears.
So he caught me live on this. This is an honest thing. You know, this is consumer coming up to retailer, and I hate to say I don't have an answer. But that's, I hate to say, a lot of the industry right now. I have been trying to interact with David Gabriel, who's the head of sales over at Marvel. I have been trying to act with Marvel in general, and I know a lot of retailers who are even more powerful than I am have been trying. People who throw more weight around than I do, and that's saying something because not that we're a big store, but I have a bit of weight, thankfully. It's
Not that
interesting.
fat.
Yeah, no, it's. We don't know. There's a lot that isn't known right now, and as always in these interactions, I will be honest and straight with you guys. There's stuff we just don't know. There is stuff we just don't know. Is the ultimate come down of it is I just don't have a solid answer for you as to where we're going.
So the way I look at this one then is, and it might just be the proper thing to do because I can't stand that Free Comic Book Days books. Eventually, some of them sell for so much money afterwards. When they were free and there was a stack of them in every comic book store.
I still have copies
Umbrella
of Umbrella Academy. Of
You do, you jerk! I've been asking for one.
Talk to me later. But yeah.
That said,
like,
this one kind of corrects that, but it makes me think of Gambit. Gambit's first appearance, where technically his first appearance was a book that came out before it was supposed to come out because the timeline was screwed up.
Are you talking about Annual 14 or
Annual versus the X-Men book?
Yeah.
And the X-Men book is the one that everyone counts as the first appearance, even though it came out after.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a very valid point. Once again, and please, if you guys have any interest in this, please throw your comments out. We're reading these as best we can as you guys are throwing them out, and we greatly appreciate you guys throwing those comments out there. Miranda, definitely pointing out some interesting thoughts about corn cobs. But no, I mean, it's always an interesting thing. Yeah, it's. I'll put it this way. We try and be as open and straightforward with you guys as possible, and there's a lot of questions, not only in the comic book world and industry, but in, the entire world and industry right now. The entire world and just the United States of America. It's an interesting thing. I'm watching George pick up a foil right now and test the balance of a blade for fencing. It's interesting.
Great. He just cut himself.
Yeah, it's weird because it's not even sharp. Yeah.
You have to go to the ER now.
All right, let's move on. Sonata, my favorite, Brian Haberlin, has issue number 10 out with 2 amazing covers. Spawn has 4 awesome covers. So some of you I know get all covers of Spawn, but if you want to join in for that, wow, George is Georging it right now with that foil.
George is curious.
Yeah. So, Spawn, 4
awesome covers.
4
You not only
covers.
have the McFarlane, and Mattina cover. But yeah, you have a Todd McFarlane cover that is both in traditional. That is traditional. You have a Philip Tan and Todd McFarlane traditional cover and a Virgin cover, and then you have the great Francisco Mattina doing an amazing cover. 4 amazing covers, none of which you can see even if you're at previewsworld.com/finalorders because that's how they put things out.
the Mattina cover has been shown somewhere, though. I saw it earlier today. It's
Yes,
somewhere on the
I
internet.
actually did hear that is available.
And it's gorgeous,
just not on
as usual.
previewsworld.com/finalorders where you think you'd be first off.
Yeah.
Reach out to your publishers and Diamond to bitch about that. Stealth has its 2nd issue. You read Stealth. What
I
are your
enjoyed
thoughts?
it. I'm in for issue 2, if not the whole entire run. They would have to really screw it up for me to drop off at any point because it's so far a fantastic read.
Yeah. Tartarus has 2 covers for issue number 3. Make sure you take a look at those. Let's move into the big one, the thick one. The one that I am most on the edge on because I love Marvel, and Marvel tries to help us.
I like Marvel.
Marvel makes us money, I will say that. But Marvel does what Marvel does and doesn't seem to give a damn. But they put out amazing comics, and that's unquestionable.
That they do.
Yeah.
But they are helping a little bit.
Yeah, they are helping
They are
a little
helping
bit.
a little bit. They're making sure that
Ray asked to make his Marvel.
Yeah, they are helping shops a little bit, but they're I can see how the refundable is a more safe bet. But anyway, we'll move on and discuss comic books because that's what you all are here for.
I'm watching social distancing as fast as somebody is giving somebody with a massage with one of the extended arm, like little grabbers.
The things you used to pick up trash when you were in 6th and 7th grade. When
I mean, in fairness, they are staying 6 feet away from each other. They are socially distancing.
And now they've moved on to the latter part of the massage. Don't look.
These are jokes, by the way. I want to point out, but they're really bad jokes. Right. So
Cable. Cable number 1's the second print.
Actually, a really nice cover. I actually really like that.
The second print is the same cover as the first print.
But with the orange fade background and everything, it actually looks really,
it looks
cool.
better than the first one,
yeah.
but it's the same cover.
But the second issue cover is stunning beyond belief. Now, I'm not talking about the Amazing Yarden Marvel Zombie cover, which is nice. I'm talking about the main cover by Phil Noto, which is... I don't even know how to define that, but I mean, it has all 5 of the Stepford Cuckoos all up on Cable in his new sword.
And his sword was from an alien. Oh no, it was from the ROM people, huh?
Yes, from the Space Knights.
Space Knights, the ROM people.
Yeah, they can't say the ROM people. That's IDW owned.
Yeah, well, they're in this book.
Yeah.
And he's got one of their swords. Anyway.
Stunning Alex Ross cover on Captain America 21, as well as the zombie cover by Searcher.
The zombie cover's cool, but the Alex Ross covers are just worth buying the book just for the covers.
Yeah.
I like the cover for Captain Marvel 17, even though I'm not reading that.
Yeah, I mean, so this is actually something I'm going to love. So a classic go-to for Marvel Comics is the annual poker game of superheroes. It's where superheroes get together and play a game of poker for charity. The last time I really remembering it happening was in Sensational Spider-Man. Jesus, somewhere around like a decade ago. I'm not going to lie.
So it's not annual.
Well, annual in the Marvel universe, but Captain Marvel 17, Kelly Thompson, one of my favorite writers at Marvel, doing one of the poker games. I cannot wait to read this. I'm not even a huge Captain Marvel fan, but I love poker game issues of the comics.
That's a nice follow-up to the Cable issue 1, where they were opened it with a round of spin the bottle with Russian roulette.
True.
That was, yeah.
So let's talk about the new Dawn of X book, and I'm going to go to my Krakoan experts. Let's talk about
the X-Men Children of the Atom.
Yeah.
And moving on.
No. Vita Ayala is writing this. Bernard Chang. Bernard Chang is one of my favorite artists. He actually hugely supported Knowhere from the start. He is a good friend. He is a former Valiant creator. He is a massively brilliant DC and Marvel artist. He's going to be doing the interiors on X-Men Children of the Atom. Thank you very much, Bernard. You are the Asian Michael Jordan of the NBA. Love you. If you're not aware, Bernard Chang is a basketball player as well as a comic artist. But let's talk a little bit about X-Men Children of the Atom.
Children of the Atom is basically, I guess, Marvel's answer to Teen Titans, I guess, is basically what this is.
Which is weird, because I thought that's what Champions were.
Yeah, but not.
Oh.
I don't know. Is it, though?
Oh, let's find out. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to read it, sit down and read it. But it's kind of the same thing. It's the younger powered people, the mutants in this case, that learn from the X-Men, and they form a team of their own, and they're the young teenage new superhero team. So
the interesting thing about these sidekicks of the X-Men is that, did you ever knew that Cyclops or Gambit or any of these characters had sidekicks?
No, I did not.
And that's the weird thing, is no one knew this up until
exactly the same as their superhero counterpart.
Yeah. X-Men Children of the Atom introduced sidekicks that we're led to believe have existed this entire time, but I can tell you as a longtime X-Men reader, and you can tell me as a longtime X-Men reader, they didn't exist.
Never seen them, never heard of them, and like I said, they basically are just teenage versions of the hero that they're sidekicking from.
So who the heck are these kids and where did they come from?
No idea.
We'll have to grab this comic to find out. And that has me super excited, because this is like the first big masking flaw of the Dawn of X of where did these kids come from?
Is it a Dawn of X title? Maybe they're like
this is a Dawn of X
rebirths.
Title. No, this is a Dawn of X title.
And
this is, I think, the first glaring reveal that something is wrong in the Dawn of X. If you didn't catch it in X-Men #1 when you saw that Jean Grey's room shared a doorway with Wolverine and Scott Summers, which is not something either of these two men would be too happy with traditionally. Wow, I got the laugh out of George on that one. There are some things that the Dawn of X has been hiding from us subtly. It's time to start finding these flaws and pointing them out.
Well, could it be that this is linked to the most recent issue of the X-Men, where they were trying to answer the question of all the I guess, how to bring back the people that have died from, like, say, Genosha or whatever, or like when Scarlet Witch decided to take it, wipe out everyone's powers and bring them back, because there had to be a balance between the island and the mutant powers.
Well, I would give you the possibility that is the case. I think the solicitation, if those of you who are watching along with previewsworld.com/final orders do with us, I think this is meant to be a glaring mistake. I believe this is meant to be a red flag that things are not normal and that something is up. Because I still stand. I'm gonna throw out there my perspective, because we're at the point now where this isn't by remote means a spoiler. This is my perspective and my own personal decision. I think something is either up with Xavier, and Xavier is not Xavier, or somebody's manipulating Xavier to force people. I like it, to force people to believe that everything is normal when it is not. And I got the nose and nod from George.
I am
over
so
there.
glad we're finally discussing this, because I've just
Let's do it.
absolutely
Let's do it.
hated what they've done to the X-Men.
You are my Krakoan expert. You
I
can't say
love
that.
the stories.
I know you are buying every
They
single
are
one up. You
so
are
well
fighting
written.
it so hard.
They are so well written and so well thought out, and the stories are fantastic. But the X-Men as a team has just been brutally butchered. And that's not to say in a bad way, because they're fantastic reads, but they're not the X-Men, and that's what everyone that's ever read X-Men is sitting back going, what the hell is going on? Are they the X-Men? Are these just some kind of weird screw-up of bringing them back? Are they clones? I don't know. I have no idea. It could just be that they just decided to change the personality of the X-Men.
So we're 9 issues in Dawn of X. I would love to hear your thoughts for all of you guys who are reading it or catching up right now. Is this the X-Men as you know it? Is there something wrong? Is there something out there that is different? Are these the characters as you know them? Is this just the new creative teams dealing with them traditionally? Or is there something they are hiding from us? Is there something that is going to come out that is going to shape and change the X-Men? Because there is some big reveal just waiting to happen.
So, when you're just taking in Charles, I could totally see him as an individual changing his mind, going, I'm fed up, I'm no longer going to deal with humans, we are going to protect, and going Magneto. Totally get that. That would be a great story. But the entire team just jumping on board like sheep, just going, yeah, sure, screw humanity, screw the entire history of the X-Men, where no matter how bad it gets, we are better than that. That's the whole point of the X-Men, is that no matter how bad someone treats you and kicks you while you're down, you take the higher road. And that said, I still really enjoy the fact that they're just like saying, screw you, I'm not taking it anymore, we're in charge now. So I'm torn.
No,
I am
I'm
very,
loving it.
very,
Yeah.
very, very torn. I hope we get more of it and then find out that it just was, nah, just kidding, the X-Men are over here.
Yeah. So can we dive into something really deep and weird and unique? And this is
Why not?
I love Marvel. I love the stories that Marvel puts out. I love so many of their books. Marvel is great. It makes the store money. It is amazing. But I'm going to address a situation that I think is the stupidest.
Oh, you're
thing
talking
in
about
the world.
Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Empire number 1 is on Final Order Cutoff this week.
Sorry.
Empire number 1 is the big new Marvel event. It deals with the Kree and the Skrull Empire unifying to go to war with Earth. This is a big book, and I think it's going to be awesome. The creative team looks absolutely amazing, with Al Ewing and Dan Slott working together with Valerio Schiti doing interior artwork. There are some amazing covers that are available on Final Order Cutoff. But
and before he gets into it, I defend you all the time, Marvel. I'm on his page with this one. This is screwed up.
there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 covers, and that's not my issue, 7 covers of issue number 1 on Final Order Cutoff of the first printing. And the second printing is also on Final Order Cutoff this week. So we haven't even set the numbers yet for the first printing, that means. Because what you guys tell me becomes our orders for the first printing, along with every other comic shop that is doing Final Order Cutoff this week right now. Monday we send in the final orders for the first printing. They send that off to printer. at the same time. And mind you, the second printing cover is by In-Hyuk Lee, and it is beautiful beyond belief. I do want one.
That's where you lose.
But I'm ordering a second printing cover before the first printing is even printed.
Yeah. If you thought it was bad that they did a 1 in 25 of what book was that? They did a 1 in 25 before the first one came out, and so the 1 in 25 of the second printing, which was a cooler looking book. It was a rare book, ratio variant on a second print before the first print came out.
That was Immortal Hulk, by the way.
Immortal Hulk. If you thought that was jacked up, this is, come on. At least it's not a 1 in 25 variant. I guess you can say that.
The second printing has the same release date, so the second printing will be sitting on shelf.
Just a variant.
You know, it's just a variant. It's just a variant. That is it. The second printing, no matter what anybody says on this
Just
book,
a
as
variant.
most Marvel covers, I hate to be this asshole, is just a variant.
Could this just be a misprint?
No,
That's...
it is outright.
Come on.
Retailers have been complaining about this for the past week. It is just a second printing. It's Marvel being something altogether.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you there will be an actual second print, probably with a 1 in 25 variant.
You mean the third printing? Yeah.
No, second print, because this one comes out at the same time. I'm counting it as a first printing variant cover.
So that being
But
said,
here's what's going to suck, is the damn code on the bar is going to say it's a second print.
yes, absolutely. So let's point out there is a beautiful Jim Chung cover. There is a blank cover. There is a Christopher Tyler 2-pack action figure variant cover. There is a Daniel Kree scroll variant cover. There's a Finch cover. There is a Lozano cover. There is a Michael Cho cover, very much in similar styles to the Civil War II covers. It's actually rather beautiful. But there's also an In-Hyuk Lee cover, which I think is honestly amazing. And you know, to be honest, I don't judge any of you if you want the second printing over any first printing, because that In-Hyuk Lee cover is probably the best of the covers. Make sure you go to previousworld.com/finalorders.do, take a look at all the covers, choose the cover you want. Don't care about the printing. Choose the cover you want. The story is the same inside no matter what. They will all arrive on the same day. Choose the cover you want. Tell me which cover you want. We will make sure that happens.
So I was already upset with the whole entire, what are they called, the event tie-ins, and this thing's got like over 40 freaking books or something like that for this whole event tie-in. I don't know, it's probably 26, but let's say it's 40. I made the decision when I first heard about it and started seeing how many books there were. I'm not getting a single one of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Empire.
That's my protest. I'm voting with my dollar,
yeah.
and I'm gonna hate it the entire time because it looks like it's gonna be a killer story that's very important. But I'm voting with my dollar. I am done with these tie-in big giant arcs.
I fully appreciate that. I want to say that to you all. Like, obviously, we make money when you guys buy books from us. I fully appreciate his opinion on this. I am fully for it. There's a part of me as a store that wants to join him on that. But in all honesty, I'm going to buy the copies that you guys want. I'm going to make sure there's copies for the wall. But this is where your orders obviously matter heavily, because I'm not going to order high. If you want to read it, I know that Ray, you're within earshot. You want to grab... Can I borrow you on camera?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to drag Ray on camera.
Last page Ray, folks.
Last page Ray. Ray,
6 feet.
you
Ray.
obviously want all copies of Empire.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is somebody who's going to be going after all of them. Ray, how do you feel about the second printing being on FOC at the same time as the first printing?
I don't know, but it's probably dumb.
Yeah.
Because
Do you
we don't know if
Yeah.
people are going to like it at all.
Yeah.
They're doing second printing already, so they think people are going to like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Ray, what are your thoughts? Do you want multiple covers? Are you looking for a specific cover? Do you want the second printing cover?
I don't know. Is there a picture?
Yeah, right here. I can load it up on a full
I was
screen.
going to say, are you going to let them see it?
Yeah.
It's a cool...
And what's the first cover?
The main cover is going to be right here. You guys can follow along, by the way, on previousworld.com/finalwordsdo. All these covers are visible for you guys to be viewing at home.
I like the main cover way better than the second one.
Yeah, the Jim Chung cover is
Yeah,
actually
the
quite nice.
second one's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, and there is a multi-page preview for those of you guys who are questioning the title that is available if you go to previousworld.com/finalorders.do. You can actually view not only a trailer and all the covers, you can actually view the first several pages. So yeah, so Yeah, so I mean, you can see varying opinions on all this. I know that Ray, you're in for all the tie-ins, correct?
Yes.
And Richard, you're staying away from it. Are you going to go for the main?
Well, it's because
No.
I can read.
No, you're not. You're
No.
just skipping the whole thing. Okay.
I'm not. There's one tie-in I'm buying, and it's only because it's got a first appearance in it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go for the main series. I don't know where I'll go on there. So
Yeah.
you have three very various opinions. Make your own opinion. We like the idea of people thinking for themselves. So we fully support whatever you guys want. Get your orders to me, and I will make sure the orders reflect your guys' opinions. Hopefully that'll have an effect on Marvel, and we'll get you guys what you're looking for.
So what do you think of the last page, Ray? Is it good? You haven't seen it
I
yet?
haven't seen it yet, but I'll let you know when it comes out.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys ever want last
As
page
if we
Ray,
have a choice.
Ray looks at the last page of every book. He is happy to give you that information.
Yeah. Solicitor on.
Yeah. A lot of things continuing on. Pretty straightforward. How to read comics the Marvel way is an interesting looking one. I believe that's Daniel Kibblesmith writing
Yeah, that
this.
just teaches you how to actually read a comic book.
No, it's Christopher Hastings and Scott Koblish, but he's not wrong. It's going to teach you how to read comics. It's an interesting one. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not likely to order high on it.
I don't know. I'm not saying that to judge anyone, but I never realized that some people had trouble reading a comic book until it was explained to me that some people did, and I was trying to explain to a friend of mine, how to read a comic book.
Actually, Richard, you have a few followers that are right now watching that aren't traditional comic readers. Do any of you guys who are watching right now that don't traditionally read comics ever have that question of how do you read a comic book? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys wouldn't mind being the ones who speak up and throw comments in there, I think that would actually be very meaningful and useful information for us. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. For most of you guys, I'm sure you guys read comics regularly and you know how to read them. I would also love your thoughts if such a thing seems like a relevant or useful item for you, but it's an interesting concept.
I'm going to flip through it in case I've been reading them wrong.
Wouldn't that be the revelation? We all discovered, like, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's how word bubbles work?
Yeah. I've been missing something, but
no, I mean, it could be a very valid
It is
thing.
a question I've been asked a few times, and the first time I was totally taken off guard. It was kind of like the first time you heard of someone that's never seen Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
I actually understand how weird that is.
Yeah,
like,
and so
something you feel is just in your nature.
Something that's so
but-
normal to you is so foreign to someone else. It was a learning experience for me, and I do know that at least one of the people that are watching right now asked me this question. So hopefully they chime in. I won't call them out because I already got chewed out for calling them out earlier. But anyway. No, it was very insightful to hear that, and so I'm curious. And then just by chance, the next week, this thing was going on FOC. So,
yeah, how
I
do we
guess
comics
for
the Marvel way?
young readers, new readers, people that are just maybe they've picked up a book and are afraid, that it gets intimidating. This would be a good thing to do.
I'm not gonna lie, Nicholas. I am right there with you. Where we get lost sometimes reading Jonathan Hickman books. That's just, I think, a normal thing, no matter how intensive a comic reader you are, or how long you've been reading comics. But no, I mean, I on the gaming end, I get customers regularly who don't understand how trading card games works. I'm used to answering that question. I'm used to hearing it. But that could be a very real thing with sequential art and graphic novels and comics. That I've grown up my entire life reading these things. I've never really thought anything of it. But there are people who don't even read Sunday comic strips, and it's an odd thing.
The one similar genre would be the manga,
Yeah,
and
that's something I do have to teach people how to read.
If you're
manga
used to
pretty
reading
regularly.
comic books, does take a second to figure it out, and so like I can see maybe the reverse would be true if you're only used to reading manga. So anyway, very interesting. I'm going to pick one up and read it just to see.
I'm very curious.
I'm sure there's something that I can learn from it.
I'm sure it'll be humorous also.
There's going to be like oops.
Yeah, facsimile editions. This is one we talked about on a few FOCs ago, but one that I'm sure Richard would love to point out some very humorous and possibly straightforwardly blunt things as Marvel Fanfare number 10's facsimile edition from the great Ralph Macchio, not the Karate Kid, but the other Ralph Macchio, is released with a reprint for just $4.
Yes.
Go for it. Nail it. Just go ahead and rip it
Before I
apart.
do that, I do want to go back because I do want to apologize if I come off as insulting someone or offending someone. Because while we were joking about not knowing how to read comic books, there are many aspects to the industry that you get so. I've been in it forever, and I've introduced new people to it, like my friend George over there. And you answer some questions that you might take for granted at some point in time because you just are so used to it that once someone asks you, go, "Oh yeah, that's not so obvious." So. We're always, like I said, making sure that he's social distancing. That's been ongoing for years.
He's about literally 20 feet away from us right now, waving.
That's
in the
where we
distance.
keep him in the cage over there. But anyway, so I do apologize. It is a serious topic, and I just, that might be the very entry level point of that. But moving forward, back to Marvel Fanfare, issue number 10, reprinting of a Black Widow story, which did 10 actually introduce the character though?
No.
I'm trying to understand.
God, no, that was 1982.
This was more not Black Widow, the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden was issue number 11, and issue 12 was her first cover appearance. I have all of them, so I'm trying to remember. I think this was just kind of defining what the Red Room was.
Yes, I
So,
want to say it was the Red Room. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know.
So they're hard to find just because it's not a popular book. It's not something that you find everywhere.
Even
And
stores in the 80s when
Yeah.
comics
And
were
there's
really ordering up on books and didn't order
not in
hugely
great
on it.
condition when you usually find it. So for $4, it's a fair purchase, and it gets you caught up on what you're going to expect from the movie.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes out.
Or direct to Disney Plus.
No, they've stood ground on that, saying they're not going to do that, which is that's $1 billion.
I respect that,
$1 billion they're going to lose if they push it to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So just push it back. We'll all go make it the first movie that everyone gets to go back to see and make $2 billion. Why not? But it's a good book. What's this part featuring? There's a backup story of. I did not know that. No, I do
Mowgli.
remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Mowgli, Star of the Jungle Book, is an adapted Rudyard Kipling back issue story at the back of this book. But it is. I always thought it was interesting, and I think that's why he wanted me to rip into it. Was that you can find it in a dollar bin if you looked hard enough, but.
Oh, Nicholas brought it up. It's the first time in her classic Black Widow. No, I
No,
thought that
it
was
isn't. That was a
that's Amazing
Spider-Man
Spider-Man. Yeah, that's. Thank you for your attempt, though, Nicholas.
Many years before.
Yeah.
Sorry. Which is a facsimile that's coming up.
Yes, it is.
So they're doing that one too. So maybe you just thought we were talking about a different book.
Yeah, but no, Marvel Fanfare number 10. That'll be a fun one. It is only $4. It is Ralph Macchio, not the Karate Kid, but he has the same name as the Karate Kid, so that makes it Ulstra Kung Fu-esque.
Yeah, this one is
Completely wrong on
1982. I think her first black suit
It
was
was
in the
1970s.
70s.
Yeah.
So-
Let's see. A lot of things that are going to be over there. We have a great Marvel Tales dealing with the Marvel Zombies, reprinting some classic stories. I think, of course, my favorites being the Ultimate Fantastic Four 21 through 23, which is where we first introduced the Marvel Zombies in an amazing story by Mark Millar, Robert Kirkman, Greg Land, Sean Phillips, because you're also getting the Marvel Zombies number 1. This is the guy who created The Walking Dead doing the Marvel Zombies. This is the guy who made Civil War doing the Marvel Zombies. Everything about this is amazing, and a brand new, incredible Inyuk Lee cover. Everything about this is amazing. For $8, you cannot go wrong because you are not buying those original issues for $8.
Was Inyuk Lee born to do the Marvel Zombies covers or what?
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Really?
I think Inyuk Lee was amazing on things like Silver
I'm not
Surfer.
saying he's not
Wolverine.
amazing on that.
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
was
no,
he
no, no.
not
I'm
like
not saying that.
just
I think when it comes down to it, Arthur Suidam was born for the Marvel Zombies.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But as someone to fill the shoes.
Sorry, I was pulling the
I
hair from my
guess.
mustache off my tongue.
But yeah.
Weird
All right.
things. I swear I am just incredibly, hitting up that disinfectant every time I do anything in this store.
And let's just skip on down to Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, because we don't need to talk about New Warriors at all.
No, it's not a book anyone's going to buy.
I hate to say it. We're
Sorry,
going to bring it
Marvel.
up just because.
No, don't even bring it up.
Yeah.
You mention it by name, that's it. We're
Daniel
done.
Kibblesmith, Luciano Vecino. It's a book that's going to be 5 issues. Go
It's
for it.
got things.
New
no one
New
should.
Warriors.
No.
Yeah. So, Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider hits its final issue of the number 5 of the 5-issue miniseries. Yeah.
Remember I was saying how one book did it right and the other one not so much?
Yeah.
That's just...
Spider-Woman. Actually, I loved Spider-Woman #1. It was a very fun read. It wasn't anything super iconic, though we did get a new costume for Spider-Woman. But it was a fun book from a creative team I'm not familiar with. I really enjoyed it. Issue #2 is on FOC now with 3 awesome covers. All of them look good. I think that you were looking at the Hawthorne cover with
I
Gyro
did.
Up
I enjoy several of them, but
yeah, the Ben Oliver zombie cover is great too.
there
But
is one missing from that, and it must be a ratio
it's
variant.
a ratio variant, yeah. But yeah, Carlo Pacheco came out of nowhere as far as I'm concerned, and I apologize if I'm missing books that she previously did, but she did a kick-ass job with Spider-Woman. Pierre Perez still continuing to kick butt with the spider characters. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very fun book. It was interesting to see this perspective of Spider-Woman, to see her trying to revive her title as a superheroine, while also dealing with the fact that she's a single mother. You know, it's a fun book. It was good. And obviously having an illness that is affecting her powers is a huge, huge weakness that makes for some interesting tales.
And I could totally see, because I know there's the whole Sony Marvel thing, and Sony owns the movie rights. Marvel still technically owns the TV rights. I could totally see them introducing that character, and in a similar way that they did with Spider-Man Woman #1 to the Disney Plus.
Star Wars fans, let's talk about some second and third printings. Bounty Hunters, which sold out amazingly quick, was a brilliant series that dealt with some of the best bounty hunters in the Star Wars universe, is getting a second printing in #1. Order it. It is an awesome new Boba Fett cover. It looks amazing. Darth Vader #2, which also sold out, has a great second printing cover with Padme Amidala standing next to Darth Vader. I love anything that has Amidala standing next to Darth Vader, because obviously we never got that in the films. There's no way to get it because Amidala passed away by the time that Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. So these are obviously powerful things. The new cover for issue #2, second printing, looks amazing. I loved the main cover. I think we have 1 or 2 copies left, but get an order in for both. Issue #3 is getting a first printing, obviously. It is just now on FOC. Also involves Amidala standing next to Darth Vader. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Especially dealing with Darth Vader having the sudden realization post-Empire Strike Back that he has 2 kids that are adults now that he was unaware of. Like, I can't even fathom that concept. Being a father, I can't fathom the concept of realizing I have a kid who is an adult. This is a horrifying thought. And imagining that for Darth Vader trying to deal with this is an immensely destructive and powerful thought process, and dealing with that in the comic is amazing. Speaking of which, for those of you who are fans of Kylo Ren, the Star Wars Ride of Kylo Ren series has been constantly selling out. It's an amazing series. We have printings in stock of all 4 issues, but there is a second printing of issue #4, which, while we still have first printings in stock, I'm going to order because this is a very awesome and beautiful new cover. Make sure you take a look at it on previousworld.com/final orders due. Get your orders in if you want it.
Here we go. So it's not this, but this is the first time True Believers has a Black Widow amazing.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with True Believers are $1 reprints of classic issues. They are Richard's favorite things, and for an amazing reason, because you cannot scoff at a dollar comic in any way, shape, or form, let alone a dollar comic that reprints something that is worth significantly more.
Yeah.
The first one he's going to talk about is the Black Widow
Amazing Adventures #1, which is the Humans and the Black Widow, which is the first time she appears in her black suit on a cover.
And the best part is, Amazing Adventures #1 is easily about a $100 book. This reprints Amazing Adventures #1 and 2.
And this was 1970, so 14 years before the other issue. The facsimile for her first appearance is the Spider-Man one, and it's coming up soon, I think. Or I think it was FOC last week.
I believe it was FOC last week.
So, sorry about that. We're back.
We lost a little bit of connection. We're back. So the other True Believers.
True Believers, the second one that they're doing for FOC is Black Widow. Sorry, it's not Black Widow. It's Champions #7 from 1975. It is the introduction, first appearance of a character called Dark Star, who is rumored to be in the upcoming Black Widow movie. I
didn't even know that.
Yeah. So I actually grabbed this book just recently on a Facebook auction for, I think, $5, and it was in pretty damn good shape. So
still better to get it for $1.
Still better for $1, but yeah, so I picked it up. I saw it going for cheap, and I heard the rumor, so I just went ahead and snagged it. So we'll see if she's in the movie or not. So it's a key Black Widow character.
Yeah. And then really quickly, Lou, I just saw your post or your comment for Bounty Hunter. Please, do you want a second printing of #1 of Bounty Hunter? We're happy to get that for you. Just leave us a comment stating such. And I think that'll wrap up the Marvels. You know, like we're doing some good stuff there.
We took forever on that one.
Let's talk indie books. Big ones that I really want to point out is I'm loving Ablaze's Cimmerian series. This is a uncensored version of Robert E. Howard's classic Conan stories. The first arc we got was Queen of the Black Host, which was my favorite Robert E. Howard story ever. My second favorite Robert E. Howard story is Red Nails, which deals with another very strong female protagonist as Conan and her enter a city that has been locked away for decades. Something we might want to relate to, unfortunately, right now. But Red Nails is a brilliant Robert E. Howard story and is getting done as a comic by major European artists and creators to give an uncensored version. If there was nudity, you will get nudity. If there is violence, you will get violence. If there was sex, you will get sex. And there are a whopping 5 amazing covers, one of them homaging the classic Superman one. But all these are stunning covers. Make sure you go to previousworld.com/finalist2 and order this. I mean, Richard, you're reading the Cimmerian series. How are you feeling?
I've enjoyed it. Well, it's only one issue, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. And so I'm going to definitely pick up the issue 2 for the previous book and this Red Nails one.
Yeah. So all of these things, because, I mean, Robert E. Howard stories were short stories, and these are just adaptions. They're not Marvel trying to get all ages about it with censorship or getting more creative to extend issues on it. All of them are just going to be 2 issues. So Queen of the Black Crows, oh, well, here.
No, I'm good.
Go after that wonderful Corona. You don't need to, risk anything with that. Yeah. But, no, all of the Cimmerian issues are 2-issue stories. So Queen of the Black Host will be 2 issues. Issue number 2 coming out in a few short weeks. And Red Nails coming out in 3 weeks. Be a 2-issue one. Make sure you get that. It is awesome. I love the covers on this. I mean, honestly amazing. Let's see what else we have to talk about on the indie stuff.
George wanted you to bring up Diablo House.
Diablo House I definitely want to bring out because Diablo House is a new comic from Clover Press. Clover Press is a San Diego-based publishing company, so it is local, and we always appreciate and support local publishers, creators, etc., as we love that you guys support local comic shops. It is going to be written by Ted Adams, who is a local creator. He lives, I believe, in La Jolla. Clover Press is based out of San Diego. These are both local. Always amazing to support this. Diablo House is a great horror anthology. This is a new series sequeling his run that he did at IDW. He's going to be writing it along with Grady Hendrix and Sean Harris. There will be art by Santa Perez, and then one of my favorites, a wonderful San Diego local creator, the man who did so many amazing Wildstorm books I grew up with, a man who I absolutely love and adore, Richard Friend. I hope many of you have met at conventions and signings throughout Southern California. Richard Friend will be doing the art and the cover art on Diablo House Spring Scares. It is a one-shot, by the way. So for $8, you're getting 3 awesome stories, one-shot style, in a very amazing format. If you have not had the chance to check out what Clover Press has put out, because we have a few copies of their stuff early in here, some of them before their actual public release, they give a hardcover feel to a softcover. They're amazing, and at $8 you're getting a ridiculous amount of pages of story, a ridiculous quality. Like, everything Clover Press is doing is just astounding me. So definitely take the time to support and check them out. So let's see what else we got. I'm going to hand the,
All right.
over there.
I don't know
who's calling
anything about these books, but let's just keep going. I'm just going to try to pick up, let's see. So Dr. Tomorrow hits issue 3 of 5. There are 3 covers for that, one of them being a Momoko cover. That's cover B. Let's see here. Dryad hits issue number 2. I'm looking for new things. Grieveling number 1 of 2. I think that was on FOC last week too.
Gung Ho, which I absolutely love, from Ablaze Studios. Ooh, yeah. Let's talk something big here. Let's talk AWA with Hotel on that cover.
Hotel, yes. I really enjoyed the first 4 issues of AWA. And and
Which
that's
were,
artists, writers, and artisans.
Yes, and their first 4 issues were The Resistance, which started a new universe. You had Hotel, you had
Red
Archangel
Border
8
and Archangel
Red
8.
Border. Yeah. Hotel. Talk a little bit about Hotel because we have
Hotel
too
hits
time.
issue number 2. This is a 4-part series. All of them are going to be individual stories, so they're all technically one-shots to the 4-part. And it is basically a horror story that takes place in a hotel off Route 66, if I remember correctly.
Yes, indeed.
And with the first issue, they did not pull punches. It was dark, it was gory, it was morbid. It was everything you expect from a horror story. Kind of abstract in storytelling a little bit, but very interesting new take on that, so I like that. So,
and the cover at issue 2, just stunning beyond belief.
So,
Yeah. I'm super excited about that one.
yeah, who's doing it? Karen Andrews. Is doing
Karen
the covers.
Andrews. I believe it's Carrie Andrews,
Carrie
but like
Andrews?
it could be a typo. I don't know. I'd be horrible to misattribute it to Carrie Andrews if it wasn't Carrie Andrews, but it is a stunning cover no matter what. Invader Zim, for those of you guys who just wrapped up the series with issue number 50, that is not the end of Invader Zim Comics. Oni Press is continuing onward with a quarterly comic. The first issue is coming out in 3 weeks and has some stunning covers. It is Invader Zim as you love Invader Zim. Ablaze has more kids comics with a great homage cover to Jaws.
And the Stranger
Stranger Things cover,
homage cover as well, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, loving that. Lady Zorro, finally coming out from American Mythology. I don't even know if that's officially on... No, it's got to be on FOC. It's on FOC.
Yep.
So, yeah, Lady Zorro. I've been waiting for this one for a while from American
yeah.
Mythology. The great Mike Woofer, who is now their EIC over there, is a good friend, and I am looking forward to seeing what he is producing with this female Zorro. Life is Strange is getting a new series, Partners in Time. Issue number 1 hitting soon with 2 great covers. 3, 4, 5 great covers.
6 if you count the black and white, right? No, 5. Sorry,
Yeah,
my
5.
bad.
Yeah. Mirka Andolfo's Unsacred has some amazing covers as always. Mirka Andolfo, who we love, struggling through Italy right now in this current situation, so make sure you get your orders in to support her very wonderful creativity that produces some of the best comics in the industry at the moment. An epilogue to Nightmare Before Christmas is Zero's Journey. If you haven't been reading this and you're a fan of Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, you need to change that. We have trades, we have single issues. We are happy to get you hooked up on those. The Zero issue will be a standalone epilogue to the wonderful series. So even if you've never read the series, if you want a fun story about Zero, the ghost dog of Jack Skellington, that is the way to go.
And if you're a fan of Source Point Press, they have a one-shot called Monstrous See No Evil.
Yeah, the Monster series has been incredibly popular from Gregory Wright.
It looks a really cool cover there. I have not read it, but that stood out, so I thought I'd mention it.
I know a fair amount of you guys have been following that. It is a wonderful series from a small publisher out of Detroit. Make sure you give them a shot. We're just kind of wrapping things up right here, scrolling through. Vampironica has a number of amazing covers.
I think that's it.
And that wraps things up.
One thing I just, sorry, not to jump in there
No,
real
by
quick.
all
One thing I
means.
did want to kind of point out, because I know we just focus on the comic books, but if you go to previewsworld.com, and I'll let Matthias say if he's willing to do this or not.
No, I'm absolutely.
But there, if you keep scrolling, they eventually get down to trading cards and other things, books, toys and statues, and then if you go, eventually they get to a section called games, with everyone pretty much trying to stay home all the time now, at least for the short interim. And this is just FOC for games that are coming out. A lot of these games, I believe, are probably still available to order from the past, so you can get something. If you're not a comic book fan, but you're looking for something to do, this is one way to support, Knowhere or your local comic book shop if you're, watching from elsewhere.
Others, yeah.
I know
there's
some
some of you guys
ways
do.
to generate business without having to be into comic books and get these things done is just trying to find things. But on top of that, who doesn't like board games? I mean, so it's just kind of a cool thing. I just wanted to always throw that out there because we never discuss it. They're always at the bottom.
These things are always not only on FOC, but you can also just tell us in general if you're stuck at home and you guys need a delivery, a mailed option, or a curbside delivery. if you want the newest version of Catan, or you want a base game of Catan, Ticket to Ride, if you need some packs of Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or Final Fantasy, if you're trying to distract your children with a nice pop figure, if you need dice for your role-playing game that you're running at home or running over Discord or social media or however you're doing it, if you need anything at all, we may not be publicly open, but we are here. We are here to get you the comics and games you need. However you can get them, we will find a way to get them to you. We're going to take care of you. Please do not hesitate to email us, to call us, to reach out on any social media forum, to email us, whatever you can do. Knock on our door during these hours. I may not be able to let you guys in always, but I can at very least do everything I can to take care of you guys, to make sure you guys are getting the fun entertainment that keeps you happy and enjoying this horrible situation we're all stuck in. Please do not hesitate. We are here for you guys. You guys are helping us stay alive, helping keep my employees covered, keeping our bills paid, keeping our rent covered, keeping food on my personal son's table. I greatly appreciate everything you guys do for us, and we're here to do everything we can for you guys. Thank you all for watching, as always. This is the longest live stream I think we've done. It's also, I think, our most viewed, and will continue to be so as people watch, after the fact, post live, footage. So please share this, spread this around. Remind people we are here. We are not going anywhere. I don't care if I have to get on a hazmat suit. You hand me that hazmat suit right now. I don't care if I have to put this on and walk my butt over to your house and deliver a package to your doorstep where there is no physical interaction. We will make this happen. We will make this happen. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patronage. Thank you all, please, for spreading it, for giving us your online orders, for your purchases, everything. We greatly appreciate you guys. You guys are helping not only the economy, helping us as a store, and helping us as an industry stay alive. You guys are the true heroes here. Thank you.
I'm now going to have him deliver my stuff to my house.
Yeah, it's hazmat suit time. It's going on.
Just to make him walk to my door and that. But no,
I'll do it.
I want to thank everyone for watching. This was a very, very long video episode, whatever you want to call it. You guys really tuned in. It's probably because we had a lot of very important things to discover. Partially, probably because you're also just sitting at home with nothing else to do.
And that's what we're here for.
But we appreciate it. I appreciate Matthias for always inviting me and having me show up and inviting me.
Let's have a brief moment of non-social distancing.
Yeah, I don't really care about social distancing, but
I care about
I
it,
get a
but
lot of heat for that. But what do I know? I just studied the stuff.
Coming from the medical field, actually, that is a very, very valid and important point.
But anyway, that's totally a different subject. I don't want to get into that. I appreciate everything that Matthias is doing. So see that the store is empty, with the exception of the birthday boy over here talking about his burrito or whatever he's eating. It's a burrito. That whatever we can do as customers to support not only Matthias and Knowhere and Ken back, but the industry as a whole. The industry needs us right now. Everyone needs us right now. In my opinion, every business is essential, especially every small business is essential.
Whether it's your favorite taco shop or your favorite comic shop.
Right now, certain people are hitting harder than others, but there's ways to get things done and keep the world moving, and we just got to figure it out, and I really appreciate it.
I actually want to add on that. We're right next to a tattoo shop. We're right beneath a barber shop, and these guys can't be open right now. They're wonderful people, and this is their sole jobs. It is important that they have a job to come back to when this is all said and done. It's important I have a job to come back to, but you know what? I'm making things work as best I can through interacting with you guys like this. Some of these guys don't. Reaching out to your favorite local business, your favorite local creators, artists, small business owners like a barbershop, and finding out how you can do to help them, whether it's buying a gift certificate, scheduling an appointment for whenever they get back up to get your hair cut, because God knows sometimes your hair just gets a little long. These are huge things. This is far beyond the medical and health situation that we talk about. And, well, I don't want anyone to get sick with coronavirus. Well, I want everyone to stay safe and stay healthy, and I want to prevent as many deaths as possible. Guaranteeing we have an economy to return to, that businesses exist, that jobs still exist when we return is important. I have friends who have lost jobs because of the situation. I have friends who are just out of work because of the situation. And guaranteeing that they can pay their bills, that they have something to survive with once they survive this, because we will all survive this, is incredibly important. And everything you guys can do. This is a moment where we, not only as a community of comic book fans and game fans, but we as humanity need to reach out and help everyone we can. It is very important. And I hugely, hugely appreciate all of you that are reaching out and helping us. I can't express to you how important and how much it means to me on every level, emotionally, physically, being able to financially afford things. It's me sustaining my life. It is incredibly important that I can pay for food and rent and everything for my kid. But I'm not alone in this. None of us are. We are not alone in this. We all need to work together. We all need to reach out and help everyone we can. And if we have the financial means to help, we need to offer that help. So I am thankful for all of you watching. Please share this. I know we made some shitty jokes, but it is very important that all of us are looking forward to a future where we go back to any sense of normalcy. And it is very important that we do everything we can to aid everyone to reach that point. And it's not just, like helping a hand to somebody who is not working or not doing anything like this. Because the problem is it's not that option. These situations are being forced upon us. We need to do everything we can to help everyone. A high tide rises us all. And if you are somebody who has the ability to right now reach out and help others, well, it is by no means something you are required to do. It is an amazing, amazing thing when you do it. I'm doing everything I can, and I'm thankful for all of you who are doing it as well. Thank you all.
Can I say one last thing? I apologize because that was one hell of a thing to follow up on. But just so we can end on somewhat of a positive note, we will get through this. COVID will be gone. The economy will come back. This is the greatest country that this planet has ever had, and that is why Matthias and his parents and so many other people moved here. It will happen. We've been through this before and much worse. This country has gone through hell and back many times over. The world has as well, and we'll be back. It's just a matter of time. So hang in there. Comic books, while they might seem not essential, are essential to some people. But on top of that, it's essential just to your good health and being cheerful and having something to distract you for a moment. Movies, everything in this world that we take for granted so much the rest of the time. I remember after 9/11, it seemed like the world was never going to go back to normal. It will go back to normal. We all will find something to do. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to make sure that Knowhere will be here on the other end of this, one way or the other.
And I agree. So, it's not just Knowhere. It's not any of us individually. We will get through this. It is the general view of all of us will get the idea that all of us will get through this. We will get through this. I have faith in all of you. I love your guys' faith in me. We will get through this. We will survive. We will rise above this and be better. And the only way we do this is we constantly have that confidence and we constantly move forward and make this work.
Answer the last question just before we sign off, just so because it looks like a new viewer, so we want to. Vanilla Lamb.
Yeah.
We're in San Marcos, California.
Which is,
San Diego.
San Diego County. We are in the lockdown area. And we're making the best of the situation, as everyone is. I mean, whether you guys are, on the balconies of Italy singing in happiness, or you are in California locked down in your house, you're in New York, New Jersey, so many states that have been locked down. You're in, parts of Canada that have, been quarantined. We are all in this together. And this is a situation that is getting harder as days goes on. And let's face it, it is getting more complicated. But you know what? An upbeat attitude, confidence in the future of humanity. This is what's going to get us through this. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate everyone. And now we're going to party because it's with the other 2 people that are in this room.
Yeah.
Because it's someone's birthday.
It is Ray's birthday.
March birthday people are going to celebrate alone.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one, but thank you all for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Spread and share this around. We are not going anywhere. Thank you all. We are going to be here. We are going to survive this. Thank you all for watching and supporting us. Support everyone. God bless you all. Order your books and, stay healthy. Cheers, guys.
Good night.